The strategy design pattern is a behavioral pattern that encapsulates different versions of methods and makes them interchangeable. It enforces the open-close principle. So let's see what problem we're trying to solve. We have a well-encapsulated class that adheres to the single responsibility principle, but it does its thing in many different ways. The class becomes cluttered up and is hard to maintain without breaking it completely. For example, we could have a secret message class, which takes a string message and then it offers a method encrypt, and then it stores the encrypted message as a string as well. Then we're offering our clients to use many different ways of encrypting the message. So we're putting all kinds of different variations of encrypting a message inside of the encrypt method, and we ask the client for an input or a choice, and then we run the exact version. The problem is the method becomes bigger and bigger and harder to maintain. To fix the problem, we're going to extract the different ways of doing things, so how we encrypt a message, as separate classes called strategies, and we reference one of them in the original class, so the secret message class. Then the original class is independent of specific implementations and offers flexibility to add extensions, but is closed for modifications. It still can just only encrypt the message, but it can do that in many different ways. And the solution in the UML diagram looks like that. So we're going to create an interface for encryption strategy. In this case, we're just going to offer 3 different encryption methods: MD5, AES, and the 2FISH. And then we're going to reference an encryption strategy here in the secret message class. And then we have the same thing as before. We have a message, an encrypted message, management methods, and the encrypt message, which is going to call the encrypt method, which is referenced here in the strategy. Let's have a look at the code as well. So here we have the interface, which just gives us a encrypt method, which has to be implemented by classes that use the interface. Then we have the 3 strategies we want to offer: the AES, the MD5, and the 2FISH encryption strategies. They just return a string gibberish created by the method they're using. So gibberish created by AES, MD5, or 2FISH. Then the main class, the secret message, it has private fields, a strategy, a message, and an encrypted message. In the constructor, we're passing a strategy we want to use and a message to encrypt. Then we have a management method, set strategy, in case we want to change the strategy to offer flexibility. And then we have the getter to get the encrypted message out of the secret class method. And then finally, the very important encrypt message, which is going to call the strategy's encrypt method and assign the return value to the encrypted message field. Okay, so in the demo, we're creating the 3 different strategies. We're creating 1 message to encrypt, and we're going to pass the strategy MD5 and the string hello, which we're then going to encrypt and print out the result. To check if the other 2 strategies also work, we're going to change the strategy, encrypt again, and get the result again. And we do that both for 2FISH and the remaining AES algorithm. Okay, so let's see if that works. So we're expecting 3 lines of string. So gibberish created by first MD5, then gibberish created by 2FISH, and lastly gibberish created by AES. Let's see if that works. And yes, seems to work. This way of implementing this simple example is much easier to maintain and has a better overview of what is going on. So if we have to change something in the AES strategy, we just go in here and work on this single class. Alternatively, we could design the same thing with just 1 single class, the secret message, and then we put all the different options inside of this encrypt method, and then we just have to ask for a choice. This also works But imagine if we actually implemented MD5, AES, and Twofish algorithms in here, this class would be just huge and really hard to maintain. So the strategy pattern is all about keeping the code readable and well organized.